This is not good. Ja Morant, let's see this injury. Oh, his ankle just went. Oh my God, right on his foot too.
Grenade to the ankle.
Grenade to the ankle. His celebration hurts himself. Oh, his face, dude. Oh, I mean, they had no chance anyways. Without Ja, it's going to be bad.
As the Warriors celebrated their win that guaranteed them the 7th seed in the Western Conference playoffs, Draymond Green took a moment to acknowledge the remarkable performance and resilience of his opponent, Ja Morant. Green's comments about Morant's character and determination following a painful ankle injury demonstrated the respect that exists between competitors, even those with a history of heated battles. The Warriors and Grizzlies have developed a notable rivalry in recent seasons, with their matchups characterized by physical play and occasional tension. As Western Conference contenders, these teams have faced each other in high-stakes situations multiple times, including playoff encounters that only intensified their competitive relationship. Draymond Green, known for his fierce play and unfiltered commentary, has been central to this rivalry. As a defensive anchor for the Warriors and a vocal leader, Green has often exchanged competitive fire with the Grizzlies stars, particularly Ja Morant. This background makes Green's post-game comments all the more significant, showing that competitive respect can transcend on-court battles. The Warriors-Grizzlies play-in game lived up to expectations, featuring momentum swings and standout individual performances. Golden State established control early with a commanding lead, but Memphis refused to surrender, mounting a spirited comeback attempt. The Warriors were led by their star trio. Jimmy Butler, who arrived via a February trade, delivered a game-high 38 points, while adding 7 rebounds and 6 assists in 40 minutes. Stephen Curry, playing through a right thumb injury, contributed 37 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Meanwhile, Green filled the stat sheet in his characteristic fashion with 4 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block in 31 minutes while shooting 1 for 5 from the field. For Memphis, Desmond Bane led the scoring with 30 points. Ja Morant added 22 points on 9 of 18 shooting, along with 3 rebounds and 3 assists in 35 minutes of action, despite dealing with an ankle injury that temporarily forced him to the locker room. The Warriors' victory earned them the 7th seed in the Western Conference playoffs and a first-round matchup with the Houston Rockets scheduled to begin Sunday in Texas. Memphis still has one more opportunity to secure a playoff berth, facing the winner of the Sacramento Kings-Dallas Mavericks play-in game for the 8th seed. The pivotal moment occurred with 4:25 remaining in the third quarter. Morant, who had already scored 18 points on 7 of 14 shooting, landed awkwardly on Warriors guard Buddy Hield's foot while attempting a shot. The Grizzlies star immediately showed signs of discomfort, making his way to the bench for treatment. Memphis medical staff attended to Morant, who was visibly in pain. Despite the obvious discomfort, Morant managed to limp to the free throw line, sink his shot, and then return to the bench for further assessment. He temporarily went to the locker room, raising questions about whether he would return to the game. In a demonstration of the competitive spirit that has defined his career, Morant returned to the court with 9:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. Though clearly compromised physically, he fought through the pain to finish the game, adding 4 more points to his total and continuing to compete until the final buzzer. When asked about Morant's performance after returning from injury, Green delivered a statement that resonated far beyond the typical post-game commentary. His words revealed genuine respect for a fierce competitor. "The dog that always is Ja," Green told reporters. "I think he may struggle to play in the game Friday. He came back tonight off straight adrenaline. But that's who he is. That's why this franchise has been in the position that they have been in over the last few years, and you're kind of like, man, they may make a run."
He kind of hurt himself. But any difference for you, or
The dog that always is Ja. I think he may struggle to play in the game Friday. You know, he just came back tonight off straight adrenaline. But that's who he is. That's why this franchise has been in the position that they've been in over the last few years, and you're kind of like, man, they may make a run.
Green continued his praise, because Ja is special. He's one of the more special players in this league and has the heart of a lion. So I wasn't surprised at all. That's who he's been. That's who he is going to be. His saying, "I'm going to run up the chimney." And he lives by that. You know, I respect it because he never not run up the chimney.
Because Ja is special. He's one of the more special players in this league and has the heart of a lion. And so I wasn't surprised at all. That's who he's been. That's who he's going to be. You know, his saying is, I'm going to run up the chimney. And he lived by that. And, you know, I respect it because he'd never not run up the chimney.
Steve said
The phrase run up the chimney references Morant's personal motto about facing challenges head-on, never backing down from difficult situations or opponents. Green's acknowledgement of this mentality demonstrated his understanding and appreciation of Morant's approach to competition. What made Green's comments particularly noteworthy was the genuine admiration evident in his words. As a four-time NBA champion and former Defensive Player of the Year, Green has established himself as one of the league's premier competitors. His recognition of Morant's qualities carried significant weight, coming from someone who has competed at the highest level. Demonstrating exactly the mentality Green described, Morant showed no interest in using his injury as an excuse or allowing it to keep him from competing in the Grizzlies' upcoming elimination game. When asked about his availability for Friday's crucial matchup, Morant's response was direct and unwavering. Morant told this to reporters, "I'm playing." That's basically the answer I'm giving. It ain't nothing different.
Definitely was a force for us. Definitely can, build some momentum from this game, a lot more confidence, and, just keep going with it.
What's the next couple of days going to be like for you, trying to get back and make sure you can be available?
Whatever Coach has planned on the schedule for us.
Do you feel like
I'm playing. That's basically the answer I'm giving. It ain't nothing different.
This simple yet powerful statement perfectly illustrated what Green had observed about Morant's character. Despite the obvious pain and the potential risk of further injury, Morant maintained his commitment to his team and their playoff aspirations. His determination to compete regardless of his physical condition embodied the heart of a lion quality that Green had praised. While Green's comments about Morant garnered attention, he also highlighted another aspect of competitive greatness during his post-game remarks. Green shared an observation about team chemistry that provided insight into the Warriors' continued success. Green said, "I want to mention something that I saw today that no one will give a cert about. Sorry, Trayce Jackson-Davis did something on the bench today. He didn't play in the game. There was no seats left on the bench. Quinten Post said, 'Trayce, can I get that seat?' And Trayce just got up."
But I want to mention something that I saw today that no one will give a shit about. Sorry. Trayce Jackson-Davis did something on the bench today. He didn't play in the game. There was no seats left on the bench. Quinten Post said, "Trayce, can I get that seat?" And Trayce just got up. And a part of me was baffled.
Green continued, "A part of me was baffled that he got up for the rookie, because as the rookie, if there's no seat, you sit on the floor. He just got up and gave him the seat. And I walked over to him. I said, that's one of the most selfless things I've ever seen a teammate do, because 99% of the time, you're going to be like, you're going to go sit on the floor, Rook, or go find a seat somewhere else."
And Trayce just got up. And a part of me was baffled that he got up for the rookie, because the rookie, if there's no seat, you sit on the floor. He just got up and gave him the seat. And I walked over to him and I said, that's one of the most selfless things I've ever seen a teammate do, because 99% of the time, you're going to be like, you going to go sit on the floor, Rook, or go find a seat somewhere else?
This anecdote revealed Green's appreciation for the intangible qualities that contribute to winning basketball. He explicitly connected this moment of selflessness to the team's success.
And so I just wanted to put that out there, because that, to me, that's why you win games. It's chemistry, it's selflessness, it's togetherness.
The story about Jackson-Davis giving up his seat to rookie Post, who contributed 11 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds in the win, illustrated Green's understanding that championship teams are built on more than just talent. His decision to share this observation demonstrated his role as a veteran leader attuned to the cultural aspects of team success. The impact of Morant's injury on the game's outcome became a topic of discussion among basketball analysts. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith offered his perspective on the situation during Wednesday's episode of First Take.
But in the same breath, let's make sure we understand, partially anyway, what happened. Ja Morant did get hurt. And if Ja Morant, considering some of the plays that he was making, had remained healthy throughout, considering the fight that Memphis put forth, which is what we were talking about yesterday.
Smith suggested that the outcome might have been different had Morant not suffered the ankle injury. While acknowledging Golden State's deserved victory, he pointed to Morant's performance before the injury as evidence that Memphis might have completed their comeback attempt with a fully healthy star guard. You look at Desmond Bane and what he was doing, Smith added. Jaren Jackson looked alive a little bit late. You saw Ja Morant and how he tried to play through the obvious pain from that ankle injury.
Coming back wouldn't go away. You look at Desmond Bane and what he was doing. Jaren Jackson came alive a little bit late. You saw what Ja Morant and how he tried to play through the obvious pain from that ankle injury.
Smith concluded, I would just look at it from that standpoint, not taking anything away from the Golden State Warriors. But you did find yourself saying, especially in the end, if Ja Morant had not gotten hurt, we might be saying something different this morning.
And then you got to think about the fact that Brandon Clark isn't there, who's a big cog for them. I would just look at it from that standpoint, not taking anything away from the Golden State Warriors, but you did find yourself saying, especially in the end, if Ja Morant had not gotten hurt, we might be saying something different this morning.
This analysis highlighted the significance of Morant's injury to the game's competitive balance, while reinforcing the impressiveness of his determination to continue playing despite the limitation. Despite the disappointing loss, Memphis still has one more chance to secure a playoff berth. They'll face the winner of the Sacramento Kings-Dallas Mavericks play-in game in a winner-go-home contest on Friday for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies will host this crucial game, offering them a home court advantage as they fight to extend their season. Much will depend on Morant's physical condition, though his definitive statement about playing suggests he'll be on the court regardless of discomfort.